Hello, welcome to another episode of Blackboard Rants. I'm Tyler.
And I'm John.
And as you may have noticed, we took a week off. And so there's been kind of a lot of stuff happening a little bit here and there. But first off, our hot shots. John, what are we taking today?
We've had Tabasco. I've actually done it twice because I did it with you and I did it with Kyle.
Yep.
But this is Tabasco habanero sauce.
Yes.
Actually, the second ingredient after vinegar is the habaneros.
Huh.
Then they have some mango and stuff down there later, and the third ingredient after vinegar and habanero is Tabasco sauce itself. So it's not like they threw in habaneros while they were making the Tabasco. They made the Tabasco and then put in the habaneros. So it's a little bit different style of making it, I guess. But
interesting.
But Tabasco is an aged sauce.
Oh,
so
okay.
That could have something to do with it.
Well, all right. So, let's see how we're gonna do. Ooh, it's a little thicker.
It's sweet.
It attacks you right away.
Ooh, goes up the nose there.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Okay. Now I'm getting a little bit of the Tabasco flavor where at first it was more habanero.
Yep.
So that's interesting. And just like the regular Tabasco, this little size is pretty much exactly 2 shots.
Yeah, it is.
So.
All right. So, are we ready, sir?
It's burning a little bit. Let's see how we survive.
All right.
Maybe this will be the one that does it, because I ended up coughing pretty bad last time we did the regular Tabasco.
Now I got the hiccups.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like...
Oh, damn.
A little bit of water in the eye.
Yeah. Oh, what? Wow. Okay, so, as some may or may not noticed, son of a bitch. You may have to start doing this, now I got the fucking hiccups. Oh, man.
The bat flick mugshot, where he's yet again sad. I'm Batman, my parents died. Every picture they show of him, he looks like he's about to cry, which you do too. But at least you have a smile instead of a pout while you look like you're about to cry. This picture's no different. He's pouting. I just don't get it.
His neck is unnecessarily big. And if you've seen the trailer, Ben Affleck's neck is freaking tiny as hell. And he's pouting in that one, too. And, yeah, I don't know. But how do you feel about that picture?
I'm so psyched for the suit to actually look like something out of the comics. But again, pouty. Pouty. We were debating whether or not he's wearing eyeliner.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think he is. I think he is. So
In the mugshot itself, he is wearing eyeliner. But then there's other pictures on the internet where I don't think he is. But that's just me.
So maybe he doesn't wear eyeliner. And then the background on that thing.
Looks like a drape.
Yeah, it looks like he's sitting in somebody's basement in
Mm-hmm.
front of a messy old drape.
Right.
I really didn't get that.
Me neither. But I have expressed other concerns too, like with the computer voice. Like I forgot what he said. Like, you will breach or something. Oh, do you plea? You will.
Yeah, but he sounds like RoboCop.
Mm-hmm.
So, going back and forth on this, whether or not I'm excited or not. Just because I am so excited to see Batman versus Superman, but some of the things that are shaping up, I don't know. I, opposed to a lot of people out there, really like Zack Snyder as a director.
Mm.
But the direction they're going with this, just worries me when I see some of the stuff. Like we talked about, Jesse Eisenberg's mugshot, whether or not he looks like Lex Luthor. I'm like, he looks like Jesse Eisenberg with a shaved head. It didn't transform anything about his character or demeanor or anything.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and I guess next up, Jared Leto's Joker. His mugshot's been out before, and I'm not really digging it, man. I mean, he looks like somebody that could be crawling out from a sewer and just biting your face off.
Yeah, and that's cool.
I don't know.
That's the Joker. The Joker is just an insane person. I mean, the way he's posed in the mugshot, he doesn't really look natural. But when you finally see him moving and just being creepy,
right.
I think it'll play really well. The tattoos being so literal is kind of worrying me, but I'm guessing you won't even notice them in the movie. So, but the face and the hair, maybe the hair should be a little bit longer, maybe, but that's just me having a little nitpick.
Yeah.
The gold teeth, maybe they shouldn't be gold, because the Joker, I didn't want to Gotham. They make unnecessary backgrounds for everybody. And did you see the Joker episode?
I did not.
The Joker's mom was a circus performer who was the snake lady, and she was killed by somebody else at the circus. And the Flying Graysons were at that same circus that the Joker was at as a boy. And the Joker was the one who killed his mom at the circus, and they put him in prison. So the Joker's in prison.
Huh.
And he was a circus folk with the Graysons. Why?
Well, I guess the good thing about DC is that they keep their TV shows and their movies separate.
It's a good thing and a bad thing, because then when the shows are so good, like The Flash, and, well, other people like Arrow, I don't. But then you don't get to have those people in the movie. You're going to have some other guy playing the Flash.
Right.
After we're going to have years of what is looking like going to be a very good show.
Right.
With one actor, and then they're just going to throw somebody else up on screen and say, nope, he's the Flash now.
Yeah, that's pretty concerning, but, I mean, we also talked about this before. DC doesn't really have a rough out plan of what to do with their universe and how to connect everything like Marvel did. With Marvel, I really don't agree with having Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a TV show and having
I would if it were a better show.
Yeah, with it having connect with the movies, I think they should be having it separate like DC is right now. But then again, DC doesn't really know what to do because they're just having the directors kind of take their movies in a direction and hopefully everything kind of forms. I think they should have someone there like Kevin Feige, or Feige, however you pronounce his name, I apologize. If you're watching this show, dude.
It's Feige.
Yeah.
And that's how everybody else on the internet saying it, so that's how we'll say it.
Alright. And they need somebody to kind of like, not be like, okay, everything needs to be this, everything needs to be that. They just need a person to kind of make sure everybody is on the same page. That's just me.
Yeah, like a kindergartner teacher that's just there to make sure that, okay, you're doing the month of December for our calendar, and you're doing July. Don't have fireworks on December 12th because they go on the 4th of July.
Make sure not to have you should not have snow in July.
Yeah, like that kind of, Just you don't have to. I don't think Feige's there saying you must do this with this movie. But you have to have these elements in this movie. And,
right. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Just don't be like, don't have this Tobey Maguire in your movie as Spider-Man as a cameo. And then all of a sudden down there, be like, hey, who's that Asa Butterfield guy? Why is he being Spider-Man? Don't. Make sure, just have somebody there. Make sure there's not having a big clusterfuck. Just like with sounding like Wonder Woman and Aquaman are having right now. And another thing that I'm kind of concerned about is having everything overloading and make sure we get to the Justice League just in order to kind of compete with the Avengers. Don't be worrying about getting into a big thing. Take time. Make sure to tell a good story and make people care about these characters. And when
Well, and DC needs to take a cue. I think they should take it farther. Marvel bases their movies off of storylines that happen in the comics.
right,
Very loosely based.
right, right,
Even the first Avenger movie was based on, the original formation of the Avengers. They fought Loki, and so that's where that went. And now there was an actual Ultron arc.
right,
So DC, I would love to see them go, okay, here is a Wonder Woman book that everybody loves. Let's make this book into the movie.
right.
Instead of, well, Wonder Woman maybe she should be on Themyscira fighting monsters, or maybe she should be in her invisible jet the whole movie. Wouldn't that be cool if the whole movie took place on the invisible jet? And you have all these people throwing different things around.
Right.
Instead, you say, no, we're basing it off of this. Go.
Right. And I don't know. I just hope that everything goes well with DC. I hope everything turns out well because with the Batman vs Superman, it has more of a darker turn and more towards the adults, whereas less towards the kids. But I guess the kids can go and see it. Some ain't gonna know what's going on anyway. But I don't know. I just hope they have somebody towards the future that, like we keep saying before, that make sure everything doesn't turn into a clusterfuck. But that's all I have to say about it.
And
What about
going
you?
back to the Joker, which is the topic that we were actually
I'm not liking it. I mean, I don't know Jared Leto's acting in the first place, so we'll see if he makes it.
He's a good actor. He just won an Oscar, man.
I don't. Who watches the Oscars?
I don't know.
I don't watch
I
the
don't, but I
Oscars.
know that he won because he's an actor I actually like, and I heard that he won one.
Yeah. Well, I really don't know, but I have faith. Hopefully that
He was in Fight Club, man. Anybody who was in Fight Club is a good actor.
hey, all
Even
right.
Meatloaf.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, so then we got silence there. So
Yes. Silence is so deafening. All right, so the next one we're going to be talking about is X-Men Days of Future Past. I recently just watched it. I recorded it on the old DVR. And I kind of have mixed feelings about it.
I believe I already gave my thoughts on this on an episode previously.
Indeed you did.
About it's Wolverine standing around.
Right. So I have mixed feelings about it. On a person who hasn't been watching X-Men before, who decided just to watch this, it's good. But when you're a person who's been watching all the X-Men movies and suffering through the continuity challenges of Bryan Singer leaving the franchise after the 2 movies, having a guy come on and all of a sudden, okay, we're going to have Jean Grey with Phoenix and kill off Cyclops and kill off Professor Xavier and go on with the movies and get into where we are right now. It's just so exhausting because when you go on to watch Days of Future Past, you basically gotta kind of forget what you know about the previous X-Men movies. Yeah, it may help to know who some of the characters are, but basically they're kind of reintroduced. And I guess I've been wishing that it would happen to this franchise, but then again, it's like, well, then why the hell did I watch all those movies in the first place?
Well, and not only do you have to forget the previous movies, but also you have to forget the comic book because they stray so far away from anything that resembles the comic book.
And not to mention that you point out that the Sentinels look like the Destroyer from the first Thor movie, by the way.
Yeah, and then they showed us an actual Sentinel head in the 3rd movie that looked like a Sentinel head.
Right.
But now, no, we can't make Sentinels look like Sentinels. That would be stupid.
Right. And so, I guess I like it, but then I guess I don't because it's just so goddamn exhausting watching all those movies and hoping that, okay, X-Men Origins Wolverine, whatever. They're going to come back and they're going to follow it. No. First Class, okay. Wolverine, then I didn't fucking watch it. Days of Future Past. You were telling me how you disappointed you were, and then I was like, oh, whatever, I ain't going to watch it anymore. Then it came on HBO, and I thought, well, fuck it, I might as well watch it. Then I came in to watch the Wolverine, which it was pointless for me to watch it anyway, because Wolverine ends up getting his mental claws back anyway. They don't explain how. Yeah. But that's my whole thing with Days of Future Past. I guess if I were to give it a rating between a 1 and a 10, I'd give it like a 7.5.
I'd probably give it a 5 in that it's a watchable movie. You can
Right.
pass time with it, but
Right.
there's nothing there. The ideas they were trying to explore, I think, fell flat,
Right.
and the parts of the comic book they were trying to explore fell flat,
Right.
and the big story they're trying to tell fell flat, and they're trying to fix this universe fell flat.
Right. And so I just hope, I'm excited for Apocalypse. I hope it does good, and I hope hopefully gives breath of fresh air to the franchise. But that's just me.
Yeah, and hopefully Apocalypse looks like Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any artwork come out yet about Apocalypse,
Right.
and that would be so disappointing.
I mean, there were a few shots from the set about with young Jean Grey and Cyclops.
No, but I mean Apocalypse himself.
Right.
What he would look like.
Right.
It is kind of interesting. It looks like they're going to have Angel become Archangel when he was one of the Horsemen with Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So that'd
be cool.
That would be cool, even though it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Because Angel would be like a baby in the time period.
You see, this is what I'm talking about with the continuity stuff. And
But
First
maybe
Class,
he steals him from the future.
I don't know. I mean, in First Class, Scott's younger brother ends up being older than him, and then you got Days of Future Past, where he pretty much fights in Vietnam. Am I right? Is that the era? Vietnam, Korea era?
Days
in
of Future
Future
Past
Past?
was in the 70s, yeah.
Yeah, and so, this is what I'm talking about, people. But, anyways, I rest my case on that. And so, the next topic is something we haven't really touched on in a long time, and this could be a music topic. And my rant is going to be about the 80s thrash metal band Slayer. Yesterday or today somewhere, I don't remember.
He's very opinionated today. You hear all the talking he's doing instead of me.
I know, this is very... it's a hot shot. It's a hot sauce, man.
This is nice. I'm just
I know,
sitting
right?
here like, yep.
Okay, so I think, like I said, it was either today or yesterday. It marks the second anniversary of the guitar player Jeff Hanneman's death. He died of a liver failure due to all the drinking. And everybody is getting all butthurt, especially all the hardcore Slayer fans, about the head honcho Kerry King being emotionless about the death of Jeff Hanneman and the continuing Slayer without him. And people, he's a 15-year-old. He's
Yeah.
He's a 50-year-old man. Who fucking cares? Listen to the music. If the music is good, it's good. You said before, it's metal. Who fucking cares? You know, you should be like, oh, my friend died. Oh, I can't. Fucking Metallica continuing on without Cliff Burton.
Well, that would be so emo to be like, all of a sudden, he's dead, I can't carry on. Like I said, it's metal. It'd be like, he has entered the realm of Satan. And then you just rock out.
Right. If the music is good, it's good. I mean, I'm looking forward to Slayer's new album. I mean, if it's going to be good, it's going to be good. There's a few tunes on there, I'm going to admit it. Yeah, there's a few songs on there that I like, but as the album as a whole, I'm not going to like it. Maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. But to all the hardcore fans out there, just care about the music. Don't be getting into so much about the people's personal lives. I mean, shit. They're fucking Slayer. They're not the fucking Kardashians. Holy fuck, people. Just care about the damn music. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I would say about the same thing. You know, it's different when, you know, somebody leaves the band or whatever.
Right.
And then you can kind of see how they handled that, and you can be pissed about that. But how somebody handles death,
Right.
especially within their professional career and their personal career that are mixed together like music is.
Right.
To say, you're handling the death wrong. You should be mourning this way instead of that
Right.
way.
You shouldn't be making a new album. You should be mourning your friend's death for 5 years.
People mourn different, you know. Some people can go out. Some people are inspired by the death.
Right.
Maybe the whole album is inspired
Right.
by it.
Right.
Who knows? It's none of your business. You're there for the music, not for the drama.
Right. I mean, was there any bands that you used to listen to that left or died and that you were like, oh, they're handling the death wrong? I mean, what's your take on this whole thing?
The only band that I followed where I remember somebody dying was Drowning Pool, and I thought they handled it wrong only because I didn't like the new lead singer. Right? I knew they were going to get a new lead singer, but I didn't like the one they got.
Right.
So I mean,
see, there's a difference there. I mean, if you don't like the music, then whatever. That's what it's all about. You shouldn't be like, oh, this guy should be crying right now every time they talk about the guitar player that passed away. I mean, like I said, Kerry King's a 50-year-old man. Who cares? He ain't gonna be like, ooh, Jeff Hanneman died. I can't be a Slayer anymore. Who fucking cares? If he's continuing on, good job. I mean, what's the difference between him and Megadeth, right? Exactly. There shouldn't be any difference. Like I said before, it's all about the music. If you don't like the music of Slayer, then you don't like it. That's all I have to say about that.
And that's all we got to say about anything, I think.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sad, Batman.